and welcome back to A Build a Day. I got this area cleared and a little bit of construction going on our next build, which is going to be a cathedral. And when I say cathedral, this is like a baby cathedral. It's gonna be more like a chapel than anything else, but it very much fits the aesthetic and feel of an old medieval town style city to have multiple cathedrals or chapels throughout the city. So this is going to be engineered more after the style of a D&D style religion rather than real life, but I am taking a lot of inspiration from a Catholic church because they have the very medieval or Victorian style construction that makes it very, very iconic. So I'm sticking with that kind of representation. And I've already started getting some builds here, so you guys can see the general layout of here. I got the pews, got the stands for the candles in the back, and then a little bit of a stand for the pastor to do sermons in the front. This is the start of it, and we're going to hop into the rest of the time lapse and get the rest of this thing built. See you guys at the end. Let's go! So for the first time in the history of this series, I actually did the build I was supposed to do within the time frame that I was giving myself. It's almost like a Christmas miracle, except it's the middle of June. It's wonderful. So this is my chapel. It's supposed to be the first chapel that was built in the city. The old town is, the original building, or the original town. The old town chapel is the original chapel. So this is built quite a long time ago, hence the very, very heavy darkness at the bottom. But I wanted to keep this build simple and still have some of the tropes of like other buildings like this one. As you can see, I copied a lot of the aesthetic qualities from here, especially the ribbed roof. And other than that, I wanted to have some big stained glass windows, and I did copy a little bit of the Catholic chapel style just because the chapel itself fit what I was looking for. So let's head on inside and check it out. So the Catholic style that I was talking about was the pews, the candles, and then the stand up front where the sermon can be given. Still very simple and not fully keeping to that aesthetic style, but otherwise, very, very similar. I tried to do most of the lighting with candlelight because I do want a very dim, intimate lighting in here, especially when things get dark, and things are going to be getting dark here in just a minute. you'll be able to see a lot of that darkness sort of settle into the room. Off the side we have, I forgot to put in a bed. There's a bed here, guys. Look at that bed. Isn't that such a comfortable looking bed? Oh man, I have never done such a good job on a bed. But anyway, this is the little the priest's bedroom. Of course, priests are usually, very minimalistic. They usually don't have very much stuff. And then this is his little office. This is where he'd count tithes and stuff like that. So up here, obviously, there's nothing down here. It's just a trapdoor floor. Oh, I'm okay. Didn't realize that would happen. So anyway, the chapel is itself very simple, very open. I do like the really open vaulted ceiling feel, and the stained glass windows actually came out a lot better than I imagined. I did sort of very basic gradient of color from brightest to darkest. And as you know, every chapel in a medieval town, it serves also as the town bell. The town bell can either be used to signify the time, or to call people to worship, or in some cases to warn of danger. So this is the town bell. I'm planning on, so this is a very small version of the kind of chapel we're going to be seeing in the District of the Light in the middle of the city. Oh man, I love this angle of view. I haven't looked at it at night from this angle before. And I'm just imagining all of these areas filled up with buildings. This is gonna be really cool. But yeah, that's the bell tower. Very basic, very simple. All right, so we're gonna get a view of this chapel as it gets darker. And as you can tell, I did add some extra candles where there might not have been some in a normal chapel. But most chapels don't have a risk of zombies spawning, so I added a little extra. It does still make for quite a moody, kind of a dark lighting, which is very common in the style that I was looking for. So I love the way this visually turned out. I love that I have these little candles and the benches over here that turned out pretty much exactly as I envisioned them. I mean, I just wish that we could pack like 30 candles in a square, because they have those stands at churches where there's just tons and tons of candles, and people just continue lighting candles, and it's a really pretty setup, and I would love to have been able to mimic that better. But for what I was able to do with this, it turned out exactly as I imagined it for the Minecraft aesthetic. So that is the chapel, and as you can tell, it is nighttime, so I'm going to go to sleep before the monsters get me. You guys have a great night. I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.